my dear ones. I hope you all are doing good, fighting the fight. And holy crap, I've been busy. Working on the books for you and getting all this stuff, trying to get all these herbs. I got the new skin formula coming. So that's good. Yeah, I'm going to just kick it up just a little bit, just the skin formula. But good formula. You know, we've had a lot of good testimonies from it. And so I've just been trying to financially afford getting the formulas back, you know, that sort of thing. And so I can get the skin formula now, which is good. All right. Hey, Deb, what's going on here? This is an email which you read out on the last video, but this time with same eyes, which you requested. I have abbreviated the question below. Okay, thanks, Deb. Is that a lot of lymph? Let's take a look at an eye that should be, that's what her eye should look like, or his. Right. So let's see where we were on that. This is Melissa, United States, 39 years, young. She's 5'6", 218 pounds. But honey, your lymphatic system is really involved. When you take these pictures, sweetie, just take a little less light, and it'll be better. A little less light. Sometimes more isn't better, and this is one of the cases. But with that said, you can see this thick lymph. Holy crap. And you got a skin ring. So that means thyroid somewhere. We'll look for pituitary. We'll look around here in a minute and look and see. This is right side, so here's right kidney over here, adrenal gland, right leg, right groin or hip. There's your lung up here, your lower and mid lobe of your right lung pattern here. A lot of congestion in your bronchial trunks. You got a lot of congestion all through you, dear one. Look at on this left side. Holy crap. Look at all that mucus and stuff. These are small radius solaris, but you don't want them to grow on you. This is going right up in your cerebellum, back of the head. No. It looks like a little pituitary, but we'll see. Same thing. Here's your left kidney. Pretty outstanding. Your hip and groin. This could be uterine vaginal. You want to double check that. You're starting to move it in the bladder, vaginal area in this area, and then you're moving up into the lower back here. All right. Or am I on the right side? We'll see. Let's see what's going on here. Since childhood, I struggled with intense stomach issues. Oh, yeah. Well, this, I mean, it's so bright, sweetie, that could be orange. That could be orange, and that would be sulfur. If this isn't orange, it's subacute level of lymph stagnation. So definitely burning you. I mean, that's subacute levels. It's more at an advanced level. Yeah. It's possible you have sulfur in you, but it's more light you put on something, brown looks orange, and pretty soon it looks yellow, you know, and you're getting away from the true color of it. But I see a little pituitary, no question, just a little bit. Right side in particular, left side also. Pineal more than that even, your pineal gland. Your rest, melatonin, that sort of thing, spiritual gland. Your pupils tend to be a little small. It's hard to see the sclera, but I do see enough to know that your blood vessels are all over the place. That shows systemic acidosis. So stomach issues are easy to take care of. All this stuff is easy to take care of until you start forming tumors and stuff. Then you're really backed up lymphatically, and especially these massive tumors. You got serious problems. That's why when you start to feel the lumps and the humps, do something about it. Understand what it is, what it means, and I need to just pull myself into a fruit diet for a while, get my kidneys filtering, make sure this is out, and then I can go on with life, right? About 10 years ago, she started a journey, I remember this one, into eating a plant-based diet, mostly vegan, and lots of stomach problems disappeared. Again, as you start to bring alkaline chemistry, healing chemistry, fruits are the most powerful healers on the planet, believe it or not. These are the most powerful foods, the most energetic foods on the planet, and yet humans are sitting there whipping them. It's like, really? They're the best tasting food on the planet. They're the most energetic food on the planet. They're designed specifically for frugivores, which is primates and humans. Your omnivores love fruits. I don't know too many omnivores that don't like fruits. Look at bears and berries, horses, apples. Let's see. I can't pronounce your name, sweetheart. I apologize. Wollansa. Wollansa. I'm going to mess it up. So I apologize there, sweetheart. 51 years young, 5'6", 146 pounds, thyroid nodule. So anytime you hear the word nodule, what are we talking about? Tumor, okay? It's a tumor. It's just that some people freak out when you say tumor. It's a nodule. It's a little nodule. Yeah, we'll just cut it out. Yeah, same thing. Polyps, bowel walls and stuff, same thing. These are tumors. What system do you have trouble? What system is down in your body to have tumors? Yeah, the sewer system, the lymphatic system. And now you have to determine whether the lymphatic system in the thyroid is hyperstimulating the thyroid or is it suppressing the thyroid, because you can get either one with lymphatic stagnation. You get a hyper or a hypo conditions, either one. It will always end up hypo though, and then the destruction of cells in the respective tissue, whatever that is, because it's acids. The body can only protect the cells so long by making tumors and things, and pretty soon it's going to see the breakdown. I have a thyroid nodule, 4.4 centimeters. Centimeters, huh? In upper pole, the right thyroid gland, and 1.8 centimeter nodule in the mid right thyroid gland, and more 1.3 centimeters in the mid left thyroid gland. The spasticity or something in the lower pole of the left gland. So the size increased in 2 years. All right. Think about this. You got a thyroid gland or two, right? Now, what's the thyroid gland made of? A bunch of cells, and all the nodules and all the production of hormones. Cells, right? Cells are considered structure, function. Common sense, right? That's physiology. Structure, function, that's cells. What about who takes care of those cells? Well, we know we got a blood system. We know that's the kitchen, right? No question about it. Your blood delivers alkaline. Oh, wait a minute. If you're eating proteins, it's not delivering alkaline chemistry, is it? No. So blood is supposed to be alkaline, 7.4 pH, right? Supposed to be alkaline and healing. Brings the goodies, brings the sugars in for energy, gets everybody going, keeps everybody running, right? Sugars runs the machines. Doesn't make the machines, it runs the machines. So when a medical doctor says fructose is bad for you, go tell him to go take a hike, turn in his degree in any Salvation Army, and go find a decent job. When medical doctors start giving misinformation, start lying to people, and they might even believe it themselves. Sad thing about that. But don't call yourself a health authority. That's what pisses me off the most, is when you get a medical doctor that sits there and thinks they're a health authority. Really? If you're not eating a frugivore diet, you're not a health authority. If you think fructose is bad for you, you're not a health authority. Right? You don't even know what the human being is. All right? So what this is, so you got blood in the thyroid gland. What is the other fluid in the thyroid gland? What is the other fluid in the lungs? What's the other fluid in the prostate, in the ovaries, in the uterus, in the liver? What's the other fluid? The lipid lymphatic fluids. What are they for? They're a massive system. What possibly? Just there to buffer blood proteins and stuff like that? It's a lot more than buffering acids. It's your sewer system with septic tanks, lymph nodes. And when you start seeing popping up of nodules or polyps or whatever you want to call them, what system do you have down? Are these little blood blisters? No. They're lymphatic clots. That's your lymphatic system's backing up in the thyroid. And if you don't correct that, chop, chop, that's when your trouble really begins. When you start removing thyroids and parathyroids, that's when serious trouble comes in, is when they remove the parathyroids. You can't heal. Your bones can't heal. You can't heal. Dum. Fix things, fix things, fix things. So where's your problem at? Your problem is in your kidneys, honey. Problem's in your kidneys. Listen to this. I did a biopsy test for the thyroid, and it's not toxic. All right? Got to get with this. Can't just let these maniacs just take tissue and, let's just send it to the pathologist. Who cares? Who cares if you had a cancer cell in one of the polyps? What does that mean to you? That means your immune system, your lymphatic system did its job, because that's where you want these cells to be stored if they can't get to the lymph nodes. If damaged cells can't get to your lymph nodes by your lymphocytes, then they're going to be dealt with in tissues. That's part of the problem. That's why you get these little polyps and stuff, the way the body protects. So they go in and they open this and they explode this storage tank of acids and damaged cells, and just to find out if there's a cancer cell there. Who cares? The body gets rid of them like it gets rid of everything else it doesn't want. But it has the system that's broken down and it can't get rid of them. That's why you're seeing the polyps. When you see a blockage, then you see obstructions. Obstructions and blockages create what you see, a tumor. That's obviously a blockage, but where? You got to understand these things, that they're way out there. They're talking about cancer as it's some kind of entity, and that it attacks cells just being themselves in place in the human body. The stupidity of this is the more I say it, the more I go, what? Unreal. So this is your lymphatic system, and you've got to get your kidneys filtering and get these polyps out of the thyroid, because you've got so much more here. You've got a head on top, right? Now, remember we talked about the head kind of sitting on the bowels? Clean up your GI tract. Clean up your GI tract. Stay away from proteins. If you're doing dairy products, throw them as far as you can, because you'll just make your polyps bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Any kind of dairy products, cheese, cottage cheese, milk, I don't care what it is. I have no internal health issues. Okay. We're going to look at this lady right here. Do I see a little bit of a cataract? You've got that cholesterol I had, and you're what, 51? Yeah. Okay, so what we've got is blue eye. No, they're brown. Okay, right eye, right kidney, chronic, right adrenal gland, chronic, right hip and groin, chronic, pancreas, somewhat chronic, gallbladder, needs some help, seriously. Right ovary, weak. A tad bit of lower back going on, but that just goes with the kidneys. Pituitary for sure. A little bit of transverse weakness here. A little prolapsing of the hepatic flexure. That's going to pull me into your parathyroid gland. On the left side, on the left side, you've got some either coccyx or lower back there that could be deteriorating on you. Real close to the bladder, so you want to be careful there. You've got your left leg is not moving lymph well out of it. It's weak genetically. Your left kidney, lower lobe of the left lung here. You got 2 lobes on this side, 3 on this. Left side here, your bronchial and lower lobes got a little chronic weakness involved in that. You've got skin weakness all around there, so that's your thyroid, parathyroid. I see some prolapsing. And, of course, you got the pituitary. You've got a lot to clean up here. You've got to get this draining out of your head. No wonder you have polyps here. But that's all I see. Not bad. Dad died with a stroke. Mom died of heart failure. Well, so they died of lymphatic problems. And that's just what you got. And you got your cholesterol coming up on you. I can tell you right now, you got some I feel minor cats in the eyes and a little of that cholesterol sheen around. So you're headed down that same road, right, of plaquing up and getting obstructed. But it's your lymphatic system, and your thyroid is telling you right there, hey, I'm backing up lymphatically. Next thing you could pop is a big goiter or something, I have an asthma, but not serious. I thought you were healthy. See, that's a mistake we make, blowing up. I got minor asthma. That's your adrenal glands. That's neurological. Now, you could have congestion in the lungs. Granted, yep, you got to clean it out. You got this lower bronchial trunk over here, too. A little bit of a problem. Let's look at the right again. Yeah, you're right. Looks pretty good. If anything, upper, but looks pretty good. Just saying, when you're getting into that, you're getting into neurological weakness. That's the adrenal glands. Well, where does the adrenal glands at? They sit on top of the kidneys. Well, what does the kidneys do? They pee. But what do they pee? Water? No, they're your eliminative organs of the lymphatic system. They're lymphoid organs. Same with your skin, same with your gallbladder, and the same with your spleen. You have a whole system of removal of metabolitic and cellular waste out of your body. The medical doctors just don't understand. They're living in a dream of diseases, and therefore they can't understand anything because it doesn't fit. All right? I've been sick 3 times in my life and still feel chest congestion. Yeah, look at what you're eating. Whenever you eat something that stimulates the mucosa, you get mucus. That's Arnold Ehret and mucus, this diet healing system and all that. We all know the mucosa, right? Part of the lymphatic system. Protective system. Oh, protection. Synovial fluid in your knees. Fluids in your eyes. Oh, the huge system this lymphatic system, lipid system is. Huge. The blood just has to bring the goodies to the cells. I'm good. I'm done. I don't have to eliminate. I'm just going to recirculate. When I stop my exercise, you've got to detox yourself. Get on a fruit diet, sweetie, and dig deep in there and let this come out. You could get a cold and flu-like symptoms. Good. Good. That's how you expectorate. You don't fill yourself full of mucus drinking milk and all this stuff and expect you're going to have it real easy when it comes out, because nobody likes cold and flus anyway when it comes out. But you had to put it in. You don't get mucus, just doesn't appear out of nowhere. I'll put it that way. You have to eat or consume something that's mucus forming. Proteins are mucus forming. All dairy products are majorly mucus forming. Peppers, things that are hot. Anything that burns the mucosa creates mucus. What do you do with the mucus now that you got? Oh, it's stuck in my chest. Oh, it's stuck in my nose, stuck in my sinuses. So the only way to get that out, because when you're acidic, that becomes harder. That's what cationic means. Things become hardened. Look at the tumors, become hardened. So to hydrate, to get that loosened up, so you can spit it out, blow it out, cough it out, throw it up, whatever. You got to get yourself alkaline. And that's the main food of almost all vertebrates. I skip my exercise because I feel more than half of a year because of a religion, and my body became weak and loss of energy. If you'd have been eating right, it wouldn't have. Over then, thyroid, I have no issue. Other than the thyroid, I have no issues. No, honey. You got big issues. You've got cholesterol problems, and you got to be real careful here. Look at your mom and dad, to give you an example. Your pupils are real small. You got a lot of systemic acidosis. Yep. Your right hip, groin, your femur. I'm not real happy with any of that. Pancreatic, and detox your gallbladder. Your lower lobe over here, over on the left side, I don't like that either. You got some pituitary down for sure. A transverse colon, you need to clean that up. A few weaknesses in the stomach. That's the trouble. When you look at the eyes, you start to see things. And when you start to say, I just got some polyps on my thyroid, what does that mean? Oh, it's just a few polyps. It's no big deal. Really? It is a big deal, because that's showing you that your sewer system's backed up, and that's your acid system. Well, what'd your mom and dad die of? Right. And that takes you right into that. Congestive heart failure, everything you see in death goes right back to the kidneys and the lymphatic system and congestive issues. Not just mucus, but sewage issues from cells. Any herbal remedies to treat this? I don't want to do a surgery, thank you. Oh yeah, you want to go on a health plan. Get the first detox kit and go down that road. We're putting in the kits now. We just now got that all settled and worked out. But get those first kits that you see on the website, because I tell you right now, you want to move your lymph. The other thing that I might suggest to you, if you can afford it, is get our circulation formula, our blood circulation formula. It wouldn't hurt. I mean, I don't like what I see. You've got cholesterol going on. You've got cats coming. The skin also is down. Again, you've got to get your sewer system opened up and filtering through your kidneys. Remember that? Remember kidney filtration? Where's all my props? Buried under all my props. But you saw what I mean with the kidney filtration, right? Right. Okay. Dig in and get your kidneys filtering. You want to see sediment in your urine, and you want these nodules to go away. You don't have to have surgery. These are just nodules, but they can turn into a massive goiter, which we have. Ask Roseanne Calabrese. Have you ever failed to get rid of a big goiter? No, but. That's when you have to really strict up. Roseanne she had a huge goiter. She stricted right up, followed the herbs and the diet right to the T, and cured herself. No messing around about it. And that's how you do it. You got a problem, you get to it, and then, you go play. I don't expect anybody to be perfect here. No. But when you're in trouble, you got to fix it. And sometimes when they just medicalize, it's just a thyroid nodules. Think again. What system do you have down to have little tumors on your thyroid gland? And little tumors become big tumors if you don't fix the system you have down. It's common sense, isn't it? I thought so. All right. Good dear Tom Wade dropped me off some of this stuff from the Father Romano. All right. Now, Father, I love you, man, but you can't do that. You can't use that word. Now, you're from Brazil, but you ought to be careful with this word in this country. because that is an illusionary word. So you can't cure what doesn't exist. That's what happened to, what's her name? A Cure for All Cancers. Boy, she came from my town. Well, Linda, no, I can't remember her name, but anyway, they wanted to prosecute her real bad. And that's my town, and I'm in a little bitty town. And I didn't know she was even in that town. Only 500 people in that town in the earlier years. But you must. I told this lady, she came in here, she had super good black salve. And I said, oh man, this is what I've been waiting on. But you got to be careful. You're making claims. She says, what do you mean? I said, you're making claims. You're claiming this salve can cure cancer. You can't make that claim. You make that claim, and you can get in trouble for practicing medicine without a license in this country. They've come after me many times. But I don't make claims. And especially with diseases, because diseases are incurable. There's no such thing. There's cause and effect. There's chemistry and physics. There's an action for every opposite and equal reaction. Everything is set. There's nothing that's voodoo and comes in. Energy is energy. But I agree. Aloe is something else. I have it in my acid relief tea. Strong healer of tissue, can dry you out a little bit, but strong healer. I love aloe. Supreme Immune Health. Now you asked me for my advice, so I'm going to give you my advice. You don't use MSM. You don't use some of this chemistry here. That's not kosher here in this country. But good formula. So, look at this. That's a nice book. Look how pretty that book is. I love them. Love all these. But you have to be careful about the claims, and you have to realize, what does this mean? When someone says cancer, what does this mean? It means your lymphatic system's down, right? Cancer, lymphatic. Cancer, lymphatic. Cancer, lymphatic. Why do they call them lymphomas? All types of things relating to the lymphatic system, because it is your lymphatic system that's down. They just don't know how to fix that. They don't know anything about the kidney connection because it wasn't in the books. Sometimes you can't always read books to find truth, right? Right. Because you're reading someone else's opinion and ideas, and not a lot of people have truth on their side. So, nothing against the Father. I love all these. The aloe's good and everything. But when you guys make products out there, you make them the best you can. You don't use stuff like MSM. That stuff's bad news bears. And a lot of people are using it out there. Start looking up the government's website on MSM and see what you see, what it says. Scary stuff. But I love aloes and all of that. Honey or royal jelly, stuff like that. But in the health field, there's so many bad claims on things like Cascara sagrada, lobelia, crap like that. What's wrong with you? I can't believe the herbalists fall into that. You read a book and suddenly you're now a master herbalist. No, you're not. That's why I refuse to use the master herbalist. I've graduated from 4 herbal academies and schools, including Canada, 2 in Canada, Emerson, and, oh, come on. I must have sweat my brains out last week. Damn. But got my job done. I am currently directing my diet towards the mucilus diet. Oh, look, she's talking about mucilus diet. Oh, we are all on the same wavelength, baby. To eventually do all raw. My appetite is massive from losing estrogen. What? Your diet is massive from losing estrogen? Currently taking wild yam, black cohosh, chase tree. Oh, crap! And adrenal herbs, Cassandra and licorice. Whoa! Are you hitting it? Oh, this got to be a female. Yeah, oh yeah. Marley, New Zealand. She's 5'6". She's 43 years young, 156 pounds. She's got a bladder prolapse, thyroid meds. Of course, thyroid meds. When you think prolapsing, connective tissue weakness, sagging of the breast, and stuff like that, what do you think? What hit you? Connective tissue. Bruising easy. Varicose and spider veins on your legs. What do you blame? Connective tissue. Whole thing's tight, right? Where do you go for connective tissue integrity? Thyroid, parathyroid glands. I go to the parathyroid glands. So I would highly recommend a parathyroid glandular to get that going. And your thyroid might be low. You're 5'6", so I'm going to bet on a pituitary. So highly advise you work with the endocrine gland formula, maybe double dip on it. Get that pituitary and everybody going, right? Because you're in a hypo state. And so you want to kick that up. If you want to kick the thyroid up, a thyroid meds, and you're 5'6", if I'm your doctor, I'm going to be looking at your pituitary gland. I'm not just going to use blood work. But, I mean, clinical observation is worth a million things. Hi.
Hey. You planning to go anywhere for lunch?
Are you going? I'll go with you.
It's lunch now.
You going now?
It is lunch now.
Okay. I'll come back and finish this later.
All right.
All right. Okay. Okay.
You got about 5 minutes.
I got 5 minutes. Okay. I'll finish this one then. Okay. We got Natalie down from California, and so we're all going out to lunch with her, and she's Jason's counselor in California. She's here this week. She's seeing someone right now, and so we're going to be doing some videos together so you can get a chance to know her here. Currently taking okay, so be careful with this, all right, because you're taking a lot of estrogenic stuff. Now, wild yam is really progesterone, not estrogen. So you're kind of buffering both of them. Black cohosh, I don't use black cohosh because it is estrogenic. You need to get your adrenal glands going. Well, what controls the adrenal glands? Oh, the pituitary. What controls your thyroid? You're on thyroid meds. Oh, pituitary. What controls parathyroid? Because you've got problems. Oh, pituitary. See what I'm saying? Get that down a little bit here because you're on a lot. Chase tree really hits the pituitary hard. So your thinking is right in going that way. Adrenal herbs, Cassandra. Yeah, I don't know how much Cassandra is an adrenal herb, though. Definitely upstairs, though. Licorice, definitely adrenal herb. But you must have real low blood pressure. Real low blood pressure. Yeah. Yeah, you want to strengthen connective tissue because it's not just one prolapsing, it can be all through you. So yeah, smart woman here. Every time I eat cooked starch, I pick up weight. So yeah. Starch. Eat it raw, like eat a raw potato, and extremely astringent. We can put it on tumors and styes and things. But cook it, like that old pig farmer. Cook it, there you go. It's like potato chips, put on weight real fast. Eating only fruit makes me binge. Well, that sounds like you have a lot of fungus in you, honey. So I would get fungal balance and go after that fungus and then watch your appetite change away from that. Yeah, definitely. I am taking clove. You guys are so smart. I love you guys. We need all of you guys out here. We need you to start running everything because look at the mess the medical world has got this planet into. Horrible. People walk right into the slaughterhouse. You know, I did a good surgery. Don't get me wrong. Surgery is medical, but they've made medical about diseases. They need to take that and throw that away and start looking about good surgeons. Oh, man. Good ER. I love ER. I spent years in ERs. I love ERs. You know, a good place to stabilize if you had a colon therapist, you had a chiropractor. Oh, yeah, you need these in all ERs. Absolutely do. She's taking wormwood and black walnut to get rid of critters. Yeah, and fungus. You guys are smart. I love you guys. Any advice on prolapse, incontinence, and yeah, go after that parathyroid you with a parathyroid glandular. Keep going after your endocrine glands. Very importantly, because you have pituitary, thyroid, you have your adrenals, all that sort of thing. So, yeah, you're doing really good, Maylee. Really, really, really good on this. Get yourself up to the fruit. That's because fruit is not just astringent and cleans, it energizes, it turns on. And especially what system is fructose designed for? What did Yale find out? Neurological. So any neurological problem, look at my hair, is crazy. So I'll come back and try to finish this up here this afternoon. I know that I'm trying to cram in a week of stuff. I love you guys. Thanks so much. I'll be right back. Okay. Oh. All right. Oh, heck of a lunch. This is Cynthia. Hey, Cynthia. And she's from the United States. She's 69, almost 70. She's only 5'3.5" at 103 pounds. Who was it? I was watching TV. She's getting more famous and more famous female, real short. And then she's dating this guy that's real tall. And I'm laughing. I'm going, look, two pituitaries, each the opposite. So 5'3.5", sweetie. You made it to 70 pretty good, sounds like. But 5'3.5", you're definitely going to have a pituitary weakness. Pituitary, of course, affects growth, but in my opinion, it affects almost everything because if you ever see the size of the pituitary gland and you wonder, it controls all the other ones and they're all much bigger than the pituitary is. It's just an antenna, and it's coming out of the hypothalamus, which is the main frame of the brain. And I've always thought that it literally controls everything. But particularly on a female, their monthly cycles on time or irregular, you know immediately pituitary. I don't know why a medical doctor wouldn't go, oh no, that's your pituitary. That's a given, right? Fix that, and you're on time, and you don't bleed as much. But again, on a female, you're looking at the lymph system, endometriosis, fibroids, things like that, to look at a bleeding problem and why a woman would bleed and has so much painful periods for. You can fix a lot of that through the pituitary, but you also got to fix it through the lymphatic system. But you got to fix the pituitary through the lymphatic system. So this is age-related macular degeneration. Oh, this is a new one I heard. It's AMD. I love it. I love those guys. Age-related. No. That's not what you would say if you were a true doctor. You would say chemical-related, chemistry-related, not age-related. Chemistry-related. You know, and that's what's important for people to understand, that there's only two sides of chemistry, and it's easy for children to understand each side of chemistry. It's easy to demonstrate each side of chemistry. But for some reason, and it's all, I think, going back to the lymphatic system again, not understanding that and what actually goes on with the two sides of chemistry. I can't imagine that. Even some of these biochemists act a little weird to me. And I'm a biochemist, but I act a little weird to myself. So what you've got to do, and I would, if you can afford it, sweetie, even at your age, I'd get on a circulation formula. I don't have your eyes. I don't know how much cholesterol. I don't know what you got. But at 69, eating a typical American diet, you are occluded. Excuse me. Kidneys, a big deal. So you want to go after your kidneys. Get your kidneys filtering. When you pee in a jar, that's what you want to see. You want to see all that sediment in your urine. And when it settles down, you'll have that thick film of sediment, depending how thick, depending on how well you're filtering. To the medical community, having clear urine is a sign of not having an infection in the body. So your main eliminative organs of your sewer system, you should be peeing water, basically. That's why they kill so many people. They don't understand what they're up against. And they keep using that side of chemistry to treat what that side of chemistry is doing to you. I mean, knowing what acids and that acids are breaking down your cells interstitially, and you're then giving them a 1.5 to 2. I mean, where does all that? That is all insanity. So if you're an oncologist, I highly recommend you get out of the field and you start learning the truth and start saving as many people as you've helped terminate. That sounds strict, but you know what? Truth is truth is truth is truth. And anybody, any doctor, naturopath, I don't care who, anybody intravenously would give anybody anything below a 7. Why would you? Why would you give a 1.5 to 2? Melt skin right off of your hand, but you can put it in someone's veins. It's okay. I really don't know what world thinks like that. Dr. Morse, my ophthalmologist, told me today that she is seeing yellow-orange spots in both my eyes, which means early signs of age-related macular degeneration. All right? Help. What would you recommend, and can I get rid of it, slow it down? I have no symptoms. Cindy. Yeah, Cindy, hey, listen, this is the time, good question. It's a perfect time to go after this, because you're at that time in your life where you want to be healthy as long as you can. You want to move your bowels good. You want to, you want to, your teeth good. You want everything good. So you got to work on your lymphatic system anyway. This is all about acids and what acids do. You don't have any cataracts or anything? I mean, because I find people fit generally in these two categories. They either plaque cholesterol or yank calcium and become calcified. Generally one or the other, but sometimes both, of course. Why would the body do something like that? Stupid bodies? No. Cause for every effect. There's a reason for everything. Don't kid yourself. A reason for everything. And you might not see it in one lifetime, but take you out of your body and let you read your Akashic records and you get a whole whopping view of them. Amazing. But, okay, so first thing I would do, I would get our detox kit and get going. Get your kidneys filtering. Get your endocrinology up, because there's no question you've had lymphatic problems in the head. Right? I'm not surprised at all. MacD, I'd be surprised if you don't have cataracts. Because everything we're talking about is in the head area. So you're 5'3". What made the pituitary gland just suddenly decide, well, you know what, I think I'm going to make her short? That doesn't happen, right? So the pituitary gland, in its level of understanding, at its cellular level of understanding or morphology or functionability, that's all it can get you, because its genetic memories, its genetics information didn't allow it to go anymore. Sometimes it creates a hyperactivity of these areas, because you get your lymphatic system from your mom. And these weaker areas are lymphatically prone to back up more. Even Dr. Jensen said that to me. He said, yeah, even these weaker sore spots in referencing, but talking about other areas where the weakness is shows up in the blood and the lymphatic system. And I was shocked when he said lymphatic system. So I would get that and start working on my kidneys, adrenal glands. Very important neurologically because of the eyes. Even though you're up in the CNS, you still have autonomic, and that's the adrenal glands. So you just want to move your lymphatic system. I don't have any eyes, so I can't tell you what you look like and what all you're going on, but at 69, you're not totally healthy, and don't kid yourself. You know, there's things you want to look at, Keep yourself away from strokes, because when you're looking at MACD at any level, you're also looking at plaquing and everything else that's going on. And so you're going to be looking at potential strokes, heart attacks, things like that. You want to avoid all that. This is the time in your life you're going to go, you know what? Past is the past, now is the now, and I'm going to change my diet, and I'm going to prove to myself I can get rid of that. I can tell you we already have, but you can. But what are you getting rid of? You got to know what you're doing. You're not getting rid of a disease. You're getting rid of what's causing your retina to break down. What could cause that? Well, there's only two sides of chemistry, and everything is chemistry. Everything. Even temperatures. You can break this down. I know people around here are thinking I'm nuts, but I'm looking for heat. We were talking about that before. I'm looking at temperatures of pHs. There's only one or two people in the whole world who are even thinking about that. But everything fits with chemistry, because everything comes out of that. Colors, everything. So when you leave this physical realm, you're not into chemistry as much. You're into frequencies of electromagnetic energy. Maybe the lower end of that, but that's where you would be in that. So another thing I would add to that, I would add a parathyroid glandular. You would want to be safe. That strengthens connective tissue. Retina, I don't care where you're talking, strengthen. That's what you want to do. In time, we have a formula I made. It's kind of like bone and connective, but it's tissue repair, tissue strengthening formula. I would get that one because it'll start strengthening cells. But you've got to remove cause, right? You got to remove cause. Oh, it's a disease. No, you know the cause. The cause is lymphatic stagnation. The cause is coming out of your kidneys and adrenal glands, and that's where you want to go. But you've got a pituitary down, which controls the adrenal glands, and your thyroid, and your parathyroid, and everything else. You're only 5'3". That's a pretty chronic pituitary weakness. I want to know what else you've had going on. You've had a hysterectomy? What other things have you experienced in your life having a very chronic pituitary problem? Be interesting to know. I would love to have a seminar with women all sitting around talking about these things and educating the world about the problems women go through and how easy it can fix them up. There's another lady that killed her kids. And there again, postpartum depression. The medical world is way above their level, their pay grade. No, it's not. They get paid a lot of money. But it's a way above their education grade. They don't know how to help females like this. We naturopaths do, don't we? Us naturopathic practitioners, we know how to help them. These poor ladies, I feel sorry for them. That's why I'm heavily into the female side on this. I feel for them. And now, it's so bad in these younger females, they're killing their kids, but they're having hallucinations. And people just don't understand. My own wife's a cardiac nurse, and she's blaming the lady that strangled 3 of her little babies and then threw herself out of the second-story window. She's real hard on her. I get it. But look at the years she's been asking for help because she's been delusional and all types of things, major postpartum depressions, and now they call it postpartum psychosis. You know how many females have that? And how there's no help for them? That's why I do these videos till the day I die. Damn. We gotta help these poor females. But anyway, you want to move your lymphatic system. And your kidneys are the answer. Matter of fact, you want a good thyroid. Check your basal temperature. Your temperature's under your arm before you get out of bed in the morning. What are they? Take a look at your thyroid, because you have a chronic pituitary problem. To not have other glands being affected in a hyposense would be rare, in my opinion. So I don't know, but that's how you're going to overcome this. I would get an eye wash and start out with maybe 4 drops in an eye cup. We sell the eye cups if you can't find them anywhere. Just about 4 drops of the eye wash with that. work yourself up to about 12 drops. They're a little hot, but open your eyes up, open your eyes up, open your eyes up, and I'd wash my eyes out twice a day. I would get the eye regeneration capsules, and I would take at least 2 a day. You know, if I'm about to lose my retina, I'm going to take maybe 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening, right? These are herbs for the eyes. But then you want to go causative. You're strengthening cells, but you want to go causative. You want to remove acidosis from these tissues. And any possible, if you've got cats in there, that's cholesterol, you've got cholesterol plaque, you want to go after this. This is the time to fix yourself. So if you can send Debbie some ice, we'll take a look at that, because you might be a lot more problematic than you realize here, sweetie. Not to say that you are, but rare for a 70-year-old not to have the things that I'm talking about. Very rare. I finally had to get a, they used to call them GPs. Now they call them primaries. So, you know, to keep my Medicare, you got to have a yearly physical to keep Medicare. And stuff like that. So I got a primary, super good dude. He's from the DR, Dominican. And he takes my blood work. He checks everything out, checks my ankles, checks everything out. And he says, damn, how old are you? I said, I'm only 55. 76. He said, I've never had a 76-year-old so healthy. I said, good. And I told him about the Presidente of the DR and us going down there to put up a healing center. We helped the, I can't remember the year we were over there, but I was helping a naturopath out of Puerto Rico, and we flew over to the DR. But I helped this naturopath cure the Presidente's wife of what they call pancreatic cancer. What did she have? Lymphatic stagnation in the pancreatic tissues, right? Yes. So the Presidente of the DR said, you know what, bring Dr. Morse down here. I'll give him the old dictator's mansion. He said it has 55 duplexes and a little crappy airfield and some stuff. So I went down there and looked at it. But there was whoa. This is Carola, is that right? Karola. Carola, United States, 67 years young. She's only 5'1". The same thing, sweetheart, applies to you that I just talked to this lady about. But even worse, you're only 5'1". That's a chronic pituitary problem. You're 130 pounds at 5'1", though. Complex ovarian cyst with solids. Cut the dang thing out. She's done, man. Maybe not. Hoping you can help me get going in the right direction. I was diagnosed with a complex ovarian cyst with some solids. On the right side, a 5.7 by 3.6 by 4.5 centimeter. Doctor says it's not cancerous, but of course, we'll know 100% until they remove it. We don't know if it's cancer, but let's remove it and then we'll check it. I love that one. Or we could fix the cause of the problem. What do you think causes tumors or cysts, no matter what you call them, cysts, tumors, styes, boils, polyps, nodules? They only reflect one thing, and that's lymphatic stagnation. And that is serious problems because little becomes big. You know, if you don't fix it, and that's not good because once they become big, when your whole, for example, breast becomes solid tumor, that's rough. It's rough to save it. It's just rough to save it, you know, in the time. Other tests are your antigen 125.8, CA 19.9, what's that one? Serum 15, CEA 1.8, not too bad. Pep test, atypical squamous cells. I figured that one. Yeah, you know what? And this is the thing. This is why I made the Heal All Tea, and guess what? We have new batch of Heal All Tea on its road to our place now. I had a new lab make it. And this is a really good lab. This lady, so good. So good. And so we're going to have that. Douche with that. Get one of our teas and douche with it, particularly the Heal All tea. We might even have some of the older stuff sitting around. Okay, start douching with it. That's why I made that tea. It turns atypical cells right around. But what does that tell you about your vaginal wall? Same thing as ovaries. You're backed up lymphatically. And that acids are breaking down your cells. Vaginal wall, ovarian, he's, of course, the medical, he doesn't know. He can say, well, it's not cancerous. How does he know? Only a pathologist can tell you. Oh, it doesn't look it. Okay, that's not really high on the affirmative checklist. I think so, or I think it doesn't. No. Like you said, you have to cut it out or biopsy it and then tell. But so what? Again, so what? A cancer cell is just an atypical cell a little more down the road. So all these atypical cells you have in the vaginal wall, they can become cancer cells. That's not so much the problem as when tumors are being formed. It's the tumors that create the blockages. It's easy to clean up tissue without too many tumors involved and things like that. But when you've got tumors and lymph nodes hard as rocks and stuff, you got problems. Think about it. Think about a sewer system. What happens when your septic tank doesn't work anymore? Things like that. Keep it simple, and you'll have the answers to everything you want to know about health. It's the medical doctors that crawled up into a hole for the money and died. Because if they don't turn around, you can't keep killing people at that rate. It's just, you can't keep doing it for whatever reason you think you're doing it for. Yeah, so you definitely, that just tells me your lymphatic system in the lower burner here is all backed up. That's your kidneys. Get your kidneys filtering, sweetheart. Get your kidneys filtering, your adrenals up, and that'll clean all this area up pretty quick because it's all right there around that area. So not too bad that way. I don't have a picture of your eyes to really get a good look. But yeah, don't buy into complex, rare, things like that because it doesn't matter. It's all lymphatic. You just have to get your kidneys filtering and hydrate your body. And that's the seriousness of it. The seriousness of this is your diet. I can't overstate the importance of a high-fruit diet when you are diagnosed with these sort of problems. Whenever the word from a medical doctor says cancer, the word from your mouth comes lymphatic. I need to hydrate and get my kidneys filtering. Oh, I need to cut that out and give you toxic chemotherapy that of course, kills every cell or most cells. 1.5 pH, not too many cells are lapping that up going yummy, yummy, yummy. There's so much information out there that I find myself lost. Yeah. Well, the people, here we go. Is this them? You can check these people out. I don't know if they're still in there now. Help try to bring it a little down for you, but the problem, I want you to remember this, is you can't treat it. When someone is diagnosed with something that has the word cancer in it or complex cysts and things like this in it or the potential, take a deep breath, take the fear and give it back to them, and you know it's a lymphatic problem. So, yes, you have to change your diet to the diet your body was designed to eat. Anthropology is a major science. And anthropology has never said the human is anything more than a frugivore. You might have a lone wolf out there claiming a human is a lion, is a carnivore, or something. Some dumbass that doesn't know water from a hole in the ground. But in reality, science says that the Homo sapiens is a frugivore. So if I ask you to go on a fruit diet for a few months to clean up your sewer system, does that sound a stare? To a medical doctor hogging down maybe an Italian meal, spaghetti and meatballs and all that wouldn't agree with me. But then that person can't cure these things. And so you really want to get yourself on a fruit diet because it goes so much faster. You can work up to that by doing a salad midday, fruit in the morning, fruit at night, right? You always want to break a fast in the morning. Breakfast, breaking a fast from the night before. You never break a fast on anything but fruit or fruit juice. And you're going to bed. Do you want heavy food in your gut at night and have weird dreams? No. You want high fruit to give you a much higher dream experience or out-of-body experience. So, and you don't want that kind of matter, meat matter, breaking down and putrefying in your stomach or in your intestines. So, a light fruit meal at night. And then have your main salad at lunch if you want to, but move up to all fruit because you're talking about serious problems. You're talking about a hysterectomy. Oh, no big deal. That happens every day. I don't want any tissue removed from my body, do you? Because I haven't fixed anything. They're just removing the effects of whatever it is that caused the problem. But what could cause the problem in a human body? Well, let me see. You have a bunch of cells in two major fluids. That's difficult. Cells are structure function. Blood is one fluid, is the kitchen, and the lymph is the sewer system. That makes sense. But you want to get yourself focused, sweetheart. Okay. There's so much information out there. I did take 6 cups of yarrow and calendula for almost 2 months now. My symptoms have not gotten better. Yarrow and calendula for lymphatic problems? Who told you that? That wasn't good advice. If you'd have done a lymphatic formula for these 2 months and a kidney formula, you might see something totally different. It seems I am getting more pelvic pressure. Sure you are. Sure you are. You're becoming more edemic, along with, maybe more buildup of lymph even. Could be even getting a tumor in the pelvic area. These are the, when your sewer system has no way of getting out of the body, what would you think would be the picture? If you couldn't get waste from 100 trillion, so realize your body's made with different universities, but 80 to 100 trillion cells your body's made of. 80 to 100 trillion. Most people can't count that high, right? Now, okay, I'm one of them. I'm a little cell. Yeah, I'm a happy little fella. Some not so happy because genetics, right? My thinking comes from my family trees. I'm not an egg. All right, so family trees. So what else do I need? I'm a cell. I'm hungry. I get hungry. I want food. Oh, blood. Give me blood. I need blood. Yeah. Oh, I got to go bathroom now. Oh, God, I got to go. I can't poop back in my kitchen. Where's my sewer? Oh, there's the lymph system. What if all the sewer system, lymph system around your cells are stagnant, like a stagnant lake? What would be the picture? What would you think you would see? Knowing that the lymph system deals with proteins and acids, what do you think you would see in tissues where acids are building up? The word is inflammation. And inflammation, part of the inflammatory response to that is edema. That's where the water comes in. That's when you start having pulmonary edema, congestive heart failures, all kinds of things like this. Ascites, bowels, the abdomen swells way up. Not good. Not good when you start swelling way up. Remember the young lady, she was 17, I think it was, I told you. Every time she took a shower, she told me she gained 5 to 10 pounds. Taking a shower, she gained 5 to 10 pounds. What side of chemistry do you think she's on? Alkaline, Mr. Medical Doctor? No, she's highly acidic. I asked her, do your rings, break off on your, turn black on your finger? And she said, well, yeah, yeah. Tell sign that's not alkalosis. Oh. So that's where we are. You have to understand that we have a sewer system in the body that's causing most of these problems because we've been eating foods that hurt and damage the eliminative organs. We've already had, 100 studies proving that high-protein diets causes colon, their word, cancer, or burns up the colon. That's not interstitially, that's on the wall. Then they haven't looked at what high-protein diets do to kidney tissue. But look at everybody that's on a high-protein diet. They have bags. And no teeth. So don't get confused with all the information. Some of it is just bad, bad, bad. Look at our videos, go over and over and over. Talk to our go to Facebook, go to our GrapeGate, go to these places and talk to a lot of people that have cured themselves of these things. Because you'll get caught up in wasting time taking the wrong stuff. A good example is your colostrum. That'll make your tumors grow like nobody's business. But they tout it as an immune enhancer. You got to have it. Oh, no. Been there, done that one. No. You have to be, even these interleukins, you can spend a lot of money and go nowhere. Understand, I've been around 54 years. I've known the clinics in Mexico. I'm very familiar with all this. And not any of these guys understand Gerson, Hippocrates, not any of them understand your lymphatic system, and not any of them understand that the human is a frugivore. Sad. I don't want to be forced to do something with the pain. Yeah, I get it. So, acid, pain, alkaline, feel good. Acid, pain, alkaline, feel good, no pain. Which side do you want to live on? So you have to eat. You have to bring in chemistry in your body that's on the alkaline side. What are you eating? What are you drinking? What are you breathing? What are you smoking? All of that. What are you putting on your skin? All of that is chemistry, right? Of course it is. Can't be anything but. Chemistry only has two sides to it, despite all these different forms and aspects created by it. There's only two sides to it. God, how did God do it? Amazing. Holy crap. Amazing. That's why I'm a God lover. I mean, what can you say? You start looking at things like, oh, wow. So keep it simple always. You start looking everywhere, you're going to start wasting time, like with yarrow and calendula. I don't know those two as anything to do with the lymphatic system. And minor pain relief. I don't see any, some anti-inflammatory with yarrow and calendula. But a waste of time. As you waste time, your lymphatic system gets worse and worse because your cells are constantly consuming and eliminating. Make sense? When you consume and eliminate, you have to go to the bathroom. You have to eliminate. If you consume, you got to go. I did not want to lose my ovaries. I am worried about, and you're 67, good. I am worried about my long-term consequences of surgery. Yeah, at 67 too. I was scheduled for an MRI with contrast and without contrast, but I canceled it because I was worried about the dye. Don't you dare take that dye. These guys ought to be sued up one side. Well, they are. Look at Chuck Norris. Poor guy died, but he dropped his lawsuit. Somebody get to him or something? His wife got gravely ill on this dye. This dye is toxic as hell. Well, we still use it. Oh. All right. Do not. I have been a vegan for 40 years, and that's not enough. That's a good example right here. This lady's been a vegetarian basically for 40 years, and she still has lymphatic problems because we're not herbivores. And no herbivore eats grains or beans. Those are man-made. Those are crap stuff, constipating as heck, and just there's nothing in them. Complex sugars, complex enzyme inhibitors. Please let me know what you think. Do I need the MRI? No. Should I just get the surgery? No. Have you ever heard of an older female being able to dissolve a cyst? Yes. And how? Older female. Quit it. You're looking good to me. Of course, I can't see you anywhere, but you sounded good to me. No, don't ever think you can't do anything like that, sweetie. No, your body will respond to chemistry like nobody's business. Matter of fact, probably love it. And how did I get this in the first place? This is the way we go to Limpville, to Limpville. My son and I am a fan of yours and watch many of your videos. I want to wish you well and say, love you guys. Thank you. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. I think I better close off for the day. Let me do one more because who knows what the week is going to bring me. We're going to do a bunch of videos tomorrow with Natalie and Jessica. Hildy B, female. Hi, Dr. Morris. Hi, Hildy B. I have had 3 different pituitary tumors. Oh, Lord. Holy crap, honey. Since I was in my 20s, causing Cushing's disease, I never had a weight problem, even after having 4 daughters, all in 4 years. Wow! A daughter a year. Holy crap. Honey, you know what causes these things? I do. No. Yep. Well, you know you got the adrenals down too. You know that for sure. You know your pituitary, of course, is going to control all these other endos, going to bring them down or stimulate them up, either way, but in most cases bring them down as the pituitary is being suffocated by its own sewer system. That's just what's happening. So you're not filtering somewhere up in the head area here. I don't know if it's tonsil. I don't know. Hard to tell what all tissues lymph nodes are related to. We're not that good yet. But, and also the thyroid is down. I mean, when you have a pituitary down, all the other endos are generally down, right? So rate of digestion or metabolism or oxidation is down. That slows everything down, especially when you eat the wrong food, like grains or something. These are high on polysaccharides. You're going to gain weight. You're going to gain weight. Potato chips. You're going, all these things like that. You're going to put on weight. She went from 150 to 361. Oh, whoa. I went from 150 to 361 pounds due to the ACTH secreting tumor. Medical, I don't know if I'm in line with that theory of theirs. It was removed and went into remission. Weight came, second tumor came, and after surgery, they said I was in remission again. Weight started coming off, but by the 3rd month follow-up, I got a 3rd pituitary tumor that is inoperable. Okay, so this is a perfect demonstration of why you have to fix the cause of the problem. Now, granted, I love good surgeons. With that said, surgeons don't know any more than any other medical doctor about causative problems. They're good at opening you up and cutting something out. I love them for that. But they don't know any more about the cause than anyone else. because they're medical doctors. And that lies the problem. They don't know how to go in and actually debride a tumor like Dr. Pimple Popper. No, they want to cut all the tissue around it and everything else. But what's going on is simple. What system does tumors belong to? Cells are structure function. Get that. Not a cellular problem. All right? Right? Tumor has nothing to do with cellular problems. All right? Now, you've got two major fluids. You can add water if you want because the body's got a lot of water depending on how acidic you are. But water, so blood and lymph. Is tumors part of the blood system? Of course not. You only have the one, the lymphatic system. It's just that the medical doctors don't understand that kidneys and the skin are the vital eliminative organs, that you have to eliminate waste. It's not a self-burning machine. It doesn't burn its own waste for energy. We breathe. So it's just a severe lack of understanding and an acceptance of a theory that's so old that even my grandmother doesn't remember it, if she was alive. I mean, it's just ridiculous stuff. But what that does say is your lymphatic system in your head area, in the pituitary area, is not draining well out of here. And that goes for other parts of the brain. So you're going to be real careful with this. I would be on a grape diet for the next 4, 5, 6 months. Yeah. I'd get the detox kit, go after my kidneys, go after my endocrinology, but I'd be careful. You don't have to take a lot of the endocrine gland formula. Nope. You got a pituitary tumor. So you want enough to get your endos working better, but getting the lymph moving and getting hydrated will make everything work better, right? And you want to stop forming these tumors. Inoperable because and there's the other thing. You've had 2 surgeries in the brain area, and we're talking about adhesions and scar tissue and everything else. That's why it's so important for you to get on a raw food diet, particularly just fruit. I don't care if it's mangoes, peaches, pears, apple. I don't care. Lots of grapes, because you want to get this out of there. You know that, right? It's not just about the weight, right? Because that's suppressing all the other glands. And because you'd have to blame ACTH, and you have to blame the cortisol, and you're not breaking down sugars properly, and you go on and on down that field. Then you add the thyroid because you're a pituitary, and that's rate of metabolism or rate of digestion. So slow that way down. You see where I'm going? I follow up. I got the 3rd pituitary tumor that is in. Okay. After lots of different treatments, including gamma knife radiation, now they took both of my adrenal glands. What? No. They took both of my adrenal glands? They told me the weight could come off. It didn't. Now I'm steroid dependent the rest of my life. Holy, I'd sue those. Man, you don't take someone's adrenal glands. The problem isn't in the adrenal glands. Yeah, they're a victim just like the thyroid and the other glands. It's your, oh my God, they took both. I never heard of such a stupid thing. I never heard of anything like that. Man, I'd be going talking to a highly revered lawyer. That's insane. You don't take someone's adrenal glands from both kidneys. They're part of the sodium. I mean, it's like these surgeons had no brains. How's the sodium-potassium pump work now? How does mineral utilization work? How's the gonadals work? You're only talking about sugar metabolism, cortisol. Now you're like an estrogen, progesterone, aldosterone, testosterone. You're talking about 23 mineralocorticosteroids. You're talking about your sodium, potassium, particularly your sodium regulation. What? These docs they need to lose their license and be sued because they compromised you big time, honey. Having no adrenal glands the rest of your life, there's a lot more to that than steroids, and you don't want chemical steroids. So here's the thing. This is your refrigerator from now on. That's your refrigerator from now on. I would totally live on grapes and see if my body, and take herbs, adrenal gland herbs, the endocrine gland herbs, light with that, but you want to go after your lymphatic, go after why you have tumors, the lymphatic system, that's your kidneys, and your, that was your adrenals. And see if your adrenal glands will grow back. I'm dead serious. You know, tissue grows back. I don't know how many years ago this was, but I've never heard of anything so stupid. I mean, I've never heard of anything so stupid in my life. I never have. To remove someone's to remove any endocrine gland is about as stupid as you can get. But both adrenal glands? You got any alcohol? God. Holy shit. That freaks me out. God, I'm freaked. I'm freaked. I can't read no more. I'm freaked. I'm sorry, sweetie. I love you. You got to try to get your adrenal glands to grow themselves back. All right? That'll take care of weight and everything else, of course, because that, raw food, you don't gain weight. All right? So, the only weight you can gain is edemic weight, water weight, and that is a sign of what? Systemic acidosis, full body acidosis. You're way up here, and I can tell you your bowels probably don't look real good because to have that much, this has to be real chronic, your transverse colon. So your colon, I guess your bowels are chronic. I'm just saying. Deb, you might want to get me the eyes on this one. This is pretty bad. I mean, remove both adrenal glands. You can't just pop steroid pills and think you're going to make up for the adrenal glands. These are big glands. These guys need to go to jail. I mean, this is serious stuff, my opinion. But Heidi, we're here to help you. Hildy. And, I don't know what else to say about it. I'm freaked out. I don't have any respect for any human being that does that to another one. I don't care what degree you have on your friggin' wall. Matter of fact, there's consequences for being ignorant. And those guys, that's pretty bad, removing 2 adrenal glands off of someone because their pituitary is the problem. But not really. The lymphatic system is the problem. They don't know that. They don't know what causes tumors. They don't know anything. So what is people going to them for? I don't get it. But that's just me. I love you guys. Thank you so much. And listen, let's hug around all you guys. Even though some of you guys are having some serious problems, we'll get through it. We'll get through it. But remember, your body regenerates. Your body grows new tissue. Go look at Dr. Morris's .tv and look at the regeneration videos. We don't have many, but we have enough to show you. And we've seen some incredible regeneration of brain tissue and everything else. So go after that. Go after rebuilding those adrenal glands. I would love to take that in their face. But you got to get your adrenal glands back if you can. And your body loves to rebuild itself. So let's hope that you can get the kidneys filtering without adrenal glands. I love you guys.